Shalom, Israel, giving honor and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, for the blessing and the reading to his holy and righteous words. Now, I'm back. I ain't been gone nowhere. I've been around, so if y'all been watching my other brothers' lessons, y'all been seeing me on there. I still been highly active, all right? Uh, just been getting myself more situated and settled in, okay? And I'm back. All right. I miss y'all and I miss doing these lessons. I miss reading the words of the Lord. I miss getting this in. So without further ado, the name of this lesson is The Lord Preserved His Word. All right. So we're going to do a little Q&A. All right. I'm going to answer a couple questions and a lot of y'all been keeping up with me, as you can see. A lot of y'all been hitting my inboxes. We've been conversing back and forth, just keeping up with things. And so y'all know I've been around, I've been active. That don't mean because you ain't seen me, I done fell all in the world of no. One thing you can tell yourself this. Wherever I am in the world, just know he's somewhere keeping the commandments, all right? So that's what you always tell yourself, because this is a do or die thing for me. This is not a periodic thing. This is not a phase I'm going through. This not that. All right, so we're gonna get it started. So the question is, I'm gonna answer a lot of questions. All right, we get a lot of questions in Israel. All right, and I'm gonna try to answer them the best of my knowledge. If you can't, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me on my Instagram. That's at Gino Dollar 24S. All right, all lowercase. Gino Dollar, GENODOLLA 24S. All right, it's all lowercase. Okay, and 24S, lowercase s. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so one of the questions that's always asked is, why didn't they just kill us? All right, they were saying, so if the Lord, put us through all this and all this stuff was in this book, why didn't they just kill us? So let's get to it. All right, so we're going to pull out your King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha. All right. And we're going to dig into these details, man. We're going to pull it out on your Google Play Store or your iApp or iPhone app or whatever and read along with me. Oh, yeah, and I got one more thing I wanted to show you guys, all right? I got this off Amazon. I can't remember the name, but you can look it up. Just type in Hebrew Holy Bible, Hebrew Israelite Edition. I got this off Amazon for like $43. And this thing got the Apocrypha and everything in it. When I tell you this book is got details, I mean, when I tell you this thing it's got, pictures and stuff like that. It's got history lessons all in the beginning. This book is amazing. I haven't broke this book in yet. But look at the pictures in this thing. Just before it even gets to the Bible, it just got a whole bunch of lessons. Just, you could literally start your own lessons just reading from this book. It got facts. It got the 12 tribes chart in there. All right. This book is amazing. I'm just gonna tell you. And whoever made this book, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is black owned. Let me see. Matter of fact, Hebrew Society Publishing. All right, that's the name of the publishing company. And when you read the little bio, it says that a black-owned people took a pressing company and they're owners of it. All right, and they started printing up these Bibles. Now, this is what it includes in the back. It tells you everything it includes. It includes the Old and New Testament, the Apocrypha, Hebrew High Holy Days, because I get a lot of people asking me about the High Holy Days. This thing got it in this book. All right. Lineage of the ancestors, Hebrew alphabet chart. Yes, it has the Hebrew alphabet chart in here. This book is amazing, y'all. Biblical laws, transatlantic slave trade, prophecies, 12 tribes chart, Hebrew calendar, law, statutes, and commandments, of course. All right, so this is the one I want to show y'all again so you can get a view. It's on your Amazon. Get it right now while you still can, y'all, because, soon they find out and it goes through the algorithms, they start shutting it down immediately. All right, So let's get started. All right. So one of the questions that's always frequently asked is why didn't they just kill us if all this stuff was in the book, right? All right. So let's make some sense of this, okay? Because yeah, they could have killed us, but not until the Lord instructs it. All right. Whether you believe it or not, the Lord even deals with the enemy. All right. But let His words go into it more better. All right. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. And we're going to find out how the Lord was able to save us and not let us be extinct. All right. So Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he be. Okay. So the thing is, the king's heart are in the hands of the Lord. All right. So the kings, by kings, I mean what we would call today president. All right. Believe it or not, that's considered a king. All right. Well, the Lord says his heart is in his hands. So a lot of things he's not allowing to prophecy be fulfilled. All right. The Lord is not going to, they literally can't do what they want. All right. And believe it or not, the devil has to get permission from the Lord before he does anything. All right. Because you got to remember something. The Lord is all powerful. All right. And so they wasn't going to be able to burn up these books. They've destroyed them once before. Yes. But the Lord had Esdras reprint these books back up again. And Bible is biblio. All right. That means a collection of books. All right. So that's what these is, a collection of books. So didn't one guy just write the whole book? These are a collection of books. All right. So we're going to keep on going. So another question that's frequently asked is, why do the Israelites always go to the book after we say something? All right. So we're going to answer that one. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5 and 21. All right. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. All right. And once again, like I told y'all before, I'm going to go to my book that's on hand for everything. All right. So if I'm taking a little too long because I'm not digitally, just pulling it right up. All right. I want to do this the old elbow grease way. So a lot of people won't believe you. All right. They be like, oh, he probably ain't reading that, So I'm going from the book. All right. So First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. All right. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good. Okay. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good. So whatever I'm saying, that's why we tell you to pull out your Bible and read this thing along with me. Don't take my word for it. I'm liable to tell you anything. All right. But the Lord is going to tell you straightforward and straight up commandments and good answers and good doctrine. All right. Never trust any man's word up. Don't even trust my word. Read along with me to make sure I'm reading it right. All right. All right. So we're going to keep on going. And so we got to prove all things. All right. So the next question, matter of fact, we're going to, let's just precept it. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 11. All right. I want to get a precept on that already. We're going to do some precepting today, y'all. All right. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 11. All right. Here we go. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth, that God in all things may be glorified through Yahushua HaMashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. All right. So when we speak, we got to bring you Bible every time. That's another reason we got to always go to this book. Whatever we're saying, we got to prove it to you. How are we going to prove it to you? We're going to always go right to this book. And you get a lot of wicked people that say, no, I want to hear what you think. I want to hear your opinion. My opinion don't matter. It don't mean anything. All right. I could tell you the sky is green today. Is you going to believe it because I'm standing before you and I'm saying it? No. But if I'm pulling this out, you can trust and believe it. It's real. All right. Thus saith the Lord, man. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next question. All right. So another question that's frequently asked is, how do we know that we're in the in these times. All right, so let's find that out. Now, and guess what I got back? I got my old Apocrypha back. See, I was unpacking, all right, in my new, house, and I found my Apocrypha. Yes, I found it. All right, so we're going to go to 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 1. All right, so let's get it. Chapter 5, verse 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of the truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. All right. So how do we know? Multiple deaths going on. He also said, in those days, they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number. There's people dying. You're going to catch these catchwords that's called died suddenly. It's been popping up everywhere, all over the news. Celebrities dying suddenly. Athletes dying suddenly. We even had one recently that one of the Buffalo Bill players almost was out of here, man. And it was a serious thing, man. And all praise to the Most High. The Lord gave him another chance to make it right. All right? But always, you're going to just keep an eye out for that word. Died suddenly. Okay? So let's keep on going. The next question that's always asked is, how did I learn all of this so fast? All right, I get that from family, friends, who I was once in the world, up to no good, and I went from that to this sword, man. You know what I'm saying? And I can confound a pastor in minutes, and a lot of people is like that. All right, what you learn on these lessons, man, if you took notes and wrote it down, you learned more in one of my brother's lessons. Any of the Israelites' lessons, Camps 2, any of these people's lessons, you learn more within sitting and watching that lesson than you've learned all of your life in 20 minutes. All right? So we're going to answer that question. So let's answer that question with another script. All right, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know how we gonna come. If you dealing with an Israelite, you know how he coming. He coming with them scripts. All right, and I don't mean Walgreens. All right, so let's go to Psalms chapter 147 and 19. All right, let's go to Psalms chapter 147 and 19. And we're gonna make some sense of this thing, right? What did I say? 147 and 19? Yep, that's it. All right, so let's get it. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. All right, so the Lord gave his word unto Jacob. That's us. That's you. All right, so other nations ain't going to be able to prophesy and break these down precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. All right? They ain't going to know how to do that. All right? And that's why when he's turning your light bulb on, instantly, once you keep the commandments, he start pouring on what you can take. All right? He pours on you what you're able to take, man. So if you're a quick learner, then guess what? The Lord going to pour it in accordingly, man. He's going to pour it in fast on you. All right, if you're a little slow learner, a little dyslexic, guess what? The Lord know you, and he'll strengthen you up, and you'll be skyrocketing past anybody. All right, remember, the Lord turned fools to wise men. All right, so let's keep on going. All right, so another question that's asked is, why is it time to wait now and not back then? All right. So we're gonna break this in like two parts. All right. This part, first part, It's for then. Let's go to Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. All right. And I love reading Daniel. That's one of my favorite books. But that's meat. Don't try to read Daniel and you're unlearned, all right? Daniel will tear you up. You wouldn't know what the hell Daniel talking about if you're not studying the scriptures, all right? So Daniel, we're going to read chapter 4, and we're going to go chapter 4, and then we're going to jump to verse 9, all right? But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So back then, he was telling Daniel to seal up the book, all right? And this is how you're going to know that it's the time. So this one verse is twofold, all right? In the beginning, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Now, right here, after that, it's going to tell you about these times. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Thus, a person like you, a person like me, instantly got into this word and can get all the way into it quick, because the knowledge is increasing. All right? Now jump to verse 9. And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. You see that? All right, so now, that's why, now we answered the question, why not back then? All right, so now let's find out now. Isaiah 29 and 9. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 9. All right? Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 9. And find out, because people has questions. And one thing, man, never feel ashamed to have questions. I get a lot of very humble and beautiful spirited people, man, that be kind of ashamed to ask questions. Don't never be ashamed. You got to remember one thing. If somebody's sitting on any screen, any highway and hedge, anywhere preaching this word, guess what? Before he got this word, he had questions. And you know, a lot of times how we able to answer them questions so fast for you, you understand, is because we had the same questions, all right? So don't feel ashamed. Let me tell you something, and this is me humbly telling you. And I love my Israelite community. I love you guys. There's no embarrassments here, all right? Because you're going to meet the most down-to-earth, beautiful, loving people in the Israelite community. I don't care if even the ones that's bucking against each other and camp banging, but if you talk with them brothers one-on-one, most of them are some of the most loving and caringest people, and there's no such thing as embarrassment. You're not going to ask a dumb question and say, look at you, you sound like an idiot. And no. You ask that question, guess what? We're going to go right to the book. All right, hey, okay, no, that wasn't crazy at all. Let's figure this thing out. Let's get up in the book. Let's pull these swords out. All right, let's sharpen this iron. There's no embarrassment in Israel. That's a t-shirt. I think I'm going to make that. There's no embarrassment in Israel, all right? Ask the question so you can get the answer. All right? I'm going to say that again. Ask the question so you can get the answer. Because we're not going to do like the Christian church. We had questions all our lives and couldn't get one answer except tithing and offering. All right, so that's what we're going to do here. All right, so what did I say? I rambled a little bit. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 9. All right, here we go. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people. All right, so let's figure this out. So that's your answer for talking in tongues. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people, because you have different languages that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans speak. That's another tongue. So if you're talking in Spanish, you're talking in tongues. All right? Not habadabadaba shabalabala yabadabadoo. That's not talking in tongues. you're speaking gibberish. All right? And you look like a bumbling idiot. If the prophets can't make sense of what you're saying, then your words, I gotta find that. Oh, I gotta find that now. If the prophets can't make sense interpretation of your words, then you're not speaking words. Hold on, because I'm freestyling right now. I gotta find it. I gotta pull this one out, because the Lord, you can't play the Lord for a fool. I gotta find this, y'all. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Oh my goodness. Because I just seen a video, so that's what I want to say. I seen a video, and this lady was on there, and she was just. You ever watched a video and you embarrassed for the person? I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I do that. I could watch something and I'll be embarrassed for the person. All right, I be like, because she sounded so silly. She sounded so silly. Hold on. I got it. Here we go. Hold on. Cause there's so many different ones. Hold on, here it go. I gotta wait a minute. Is it Second Peter? Let's go to Second Peter. Let me see. Hold on before I have you pull it out. Second Peter 1. So let me see. I want to make sure, because this is hilarious. Because this is how a lot of people I see sound, and they sound silly. Okay, because I seen. So I just want to pull this one out. This ain't the one, but it's kind of close. All right, it's close. But go to Second Peter's chapter 1 and verse 20. All right, because I've seen one where this Edomite, this guy was just, one of them was the pastor. He was just saying gibberish, and the other guy, the Edomite, was standing next to him, and he was interpreting what the Edomite was saying, and it sounded like the goofiest stuff ever. And why ain't nobody else knowing what you're saying? All right. So we're gonna read this. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. So you can't take these scriptures either. So it's twofold. You can't take these scriptures either and make up your own uh, definition or your own breakdown of what it means. No, it's got to be in its context. All right, of what this means. All right. So, but I really want to find that other one. But we're gonna keep it moving, man. If it pop up on me, I'm gonna just pull it out. All right. So we gonna keep going. All right. So far as now, we're gonna precept that Isaiah 29 and 9. All right. It's about the precept must be upon precept. All right. So let's go to Romans chapter 11 verse 8. All right. Let's go to Romans chapter 11 verse 8. All right. So we can interpretate more, and how do we know it's between now and then? All right. So this is how we gonna break it down, y'all. We got to get all the way into it. All right. So what I had you go to Romans chapter 11 verse 8. All right. And we're gonna read this one, and then we're gonna precept it, or we're gonna go back. All right. Because all right. So this is Romans chapter 11 verse 8. According as it is written, Yahweh have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. All right, so that's how we had sleep on us, guys. All right, that's how we had sleep on us. We had sleep on us because we were spiritually dead, and prophecy had to be fulfilled. So there was a point in time. It was a specific point in time that the prophecy had to be fulfilled, that only the Lord knows. All right, and all decency and in order. All right. And he's not going to, cheat his own prophecies. He can do what he wants, but he's not going to cheat his own prophecies. All right. They have to be fulfilled because he does everything decently and in order. All right. All right. So we're going to go back to Isaiah 29. Let me make sure I don't lose my place. Yeah, Isaiah 29 and 10. To read back on that again. All right. Because we had the spirit of deep sleep on us. So when you go back to Isaiah 29 and verse 10, it'll make a little more sense to you. All right. Let's go. Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 10. Okay. All right. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered. All right, let's stop right there, because we got to find out who was the seers. All right, we got to find out who was the seers. And I had you guys read. I went to Isaiah 28 and 9 the first time. No, I didn't. Let me make sure. I think I did, guys. I had you guys go to the wrong one. I went to 28 and 10, and I read the precept upon precept. All right, so I apologize, but I got you guys. I'm back on track with it though. So Isaiah 28. I know y'all probably wondering, like, where the hell is he reading from? It ain't matching up. I said 29. If I said 29 the first time, Salakia, my apologies. All right. I meant 28 and 9 the first time. And now we're at 29 and 10. All right. All right. So we're going to read that again. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered. All right, so we're going to stop right there real quick, because a lot of people don't know what the seers is, all right? So let's go one chapter over. Let's go to Isaiah 30 and 10 and find out who the seers are, all right? Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to tell you, the seers are the prophets. They used to call the prophets also seers, okay? We was called at one point in time seers, all right? Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not. Unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. All right, so just to get you some clarity on who the seers are. They also called the prophets seers, all right? And there's other precepts I can go to pull that one out, but this one was right by it, and I just want to keep it going, so we're going to keep it rolling. Now go back to Isaiah 29 in verse 11. All right, and we're going to continue off from where we stopped at. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed. Remember that in Daniel? The book was sealed. I'm going to read it from the top again so you can get it in its entirety. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. You see that? One while we couldn't break down this book or interpret it because it was a time of deep sleep. All right? It was a time of deep sleep. So we all praise to the Father. That's how you know we are in the end times. All right? That's how you know we are in the end times, is because now is a time to wake. All right? There's a time to wake, and I have another one for you. Let's read Obadiah. Let's read Obadiah. Go to the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 12. All right? So let's go to Obadiah, because it's going to the Lord also tells you in Obadiah, when are them times, how are you going to know that we are in those times, right? All right. So let's get it. What did I say? Chapter 12? All right. Let's read it. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna start right here. But let's do 11. Let's just do 11 just to make sure we are total clear. All right. In that day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the stranger carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem. All right. That's Deuteronomy 28:68. All right. He cast lots and they sold us. All right. Even thou was as one of them, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. All right, so this is why the Lord has a problem. All right, this is why the Lord has a problem with Esau. All right, because he's not going to allow this amount of stuff to happen to us, and he sits back and he's just like cool with that. All right, so let's go to let's precept it. Let's go to Deuteronomy to find out what he meant by that. So yeah, so we're gonna keep reading down. Let's read down to 15, and then we're gonna jump over in Deuteronomy. All right, thou shouldest have not entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. You see what the Lord is saying? And he's repeating himself. That means he wants you to feel what he's saying. All right? So let's keep reading. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in that day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. All right, let's precept where they cast lots upon us. All right, let's find out. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 68. All right, and a lot of y'all should know about this one already. All right, Deuteronomy 28:68. A lot of y'all should be well versed on this one, where I'm going. If not, shame on you, and you need to start memorizing at least that, the curses. All right, at least the curses. If you don't remember nothing else, remember the curses. All right, because that'll wake a lot of people up. All right, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, slave men, and bond women, slave women. All right? And no man shall buy you, which means save you. All right? No man shall buy you. Oh, it's an old Quaker word meaning to save you. All right? Because back in those days, if you was in servitude to someone, I could come and purchase you out of your bondage. I could pay and drop whatever you owed and get you out of captivity. All right, but now you cannot. You can't get us out of jack until Yahushua come back. Amen. Amen. All right, so let's keep it moving. All right, so let me make sure. So, all right. So yeah, so just to answer the question of who is the enemy, how do we know Esau is the enemy, right? So let's go back to Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 1. And we're going to read it down to 4. So, you won't think I'm just making this up. All right. I'll just hate the white guy and so-called white man. And I just had a bad day one day. I was like, I'm going to go in the Bible and just start pointing it all at him. All right. The Lord shows you in detail who he is. All right. Back to Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. That's us. That's how you know it's Israel. He have made us small among the heathen, and we are greatly despised. Every nation hates us and can't stand us. All right? The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rocks. Who are in the clefts of the rock? We call them Caucasians. They came from the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. That's what the clefts of the rocks are. All right? Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? All right? His pride. The Lord said you're going to know him because they are prideful people. All right? They are very prideful people. Okay? Verse 4. And this is a breadcrumb the Lord left us so we would always know how, even though he was going to have a sleep on us, he was going to leave us breadcrumbs to know who this enemy was when he'd wake us. All right? And this is the breadcrumb right here. Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. All right? So what he's saying is they're going to always keep this, they're going to symbolize the eagle. All right? You don't believe me? Look on the back of your dollar. Look on the back of your quarter. Look at the national animal for Russia. France, Germany, U.S., it's always the eagle. The Lord does not miss, y'all. All right? The Lord does not miss. Matter of fact, go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48, because he left a breadcrumb in there in case we missed it the first time. All right? He left a breadcrumb in there for us. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. All right? The Lord preserved his word because he knew how to put it. He knew how to put this word where the enemy wasn't just going to find it. If they would have put in these books, we was going to be in a place called the United States of America, and their symbol is going to be the eagle, and they're going to be called so-called African Americans and Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and Hispanics. They would have burnt these books up. All right? They would have burnt these damn books up. The Lord is not silly as hell, man. The Lord knows what he's doing. All right? And I pray and I give all praises to the Father, to the Abba, man, for knowing how to preserve his word. All praises for that. Thank you. Thank you for that, Father. All right, so let's go. What did I say? We're going to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49. All right? So let's find out the breadcrumb he left in here. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. See that word again? That's a trigger word. As swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. When we got off the boat, was we speaking English? No. A lot of our ancestors spoke Hebrew. That's why when I ask people about Jesus, okay, I get it, but still, at the end of the day, did they know if they got off that boat and you told them who is the Father and the Son, they wouldn't have told you Jesus. All right? They would have told you Yahweh, Yahushai, or Yahuwah, and Yahusha. All right? Yahushua. All right? It would have been one of them very similar words. There was a Yah in there. Yov-He, Wav-He. YHWH. All right? Let's get it right, y'all. At least get closer to the Father's words. All right? I want to get closer to his name. So when I'm praying, I can at least feel like, hey, I'm at least closer to getting near it. We don't have the pure language, but like I said before, I at least want to be close as possible to what the Father, had for us to speak. All right? So Let's keep reading. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna read this down to 51. All right. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee neither corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flock of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. You see this? This is the true thief. Esau will not leave you a crumb behind. You understand? Who's a fierce countenance, who show no favor to the young or old. You could tell by when you look at, a lot of police brutality. They did it to the kids, the elderly. They don't give a damn about your age. The Lord knew what he was doing when he sent the base people at us. Nasty, decrepit, don't care about nothing people. All right? The Lord knew what he was doing. And yes, he does everything excellently, even his ass whoopings. So, all praise for that. Because when you talk to a lot of people, you can kind of see like, hey, I sometimes talk to some of my people and I be like, whoo, yeah, we needed this ass whooping. Yes, we did. We needed it. We some stubborn, stiff-necked people. We are very stubborn and stiff-necked people. I mean that. We are stubborn. All right? Look how many years we done went through this stuff, and you reading this Bible, how many centuries, decades, and hundreds of years, and thousands of years we've been through this. And you can go talk to a brother in the street right now, and he'll tell you, I don't want to hear that shit. You would think through all these captivities, man, we would be, soon somebody say the Lord, people should be copping a squat on the curb to hear the word. Pulling over cars, damn near crashing in traffic to hear about the Lord. But that's every time we go back through captivity and we just get so set in the land we at that we want them to do the driving for us instead of us driving for ourselves. All right, so we're going to keep going, all right? I got a lot of people that asked another question, too, of, like, why we can't just get along with them. I know this is of, like, MLK month. Okay, so people be always want to talk about that. Can we all get along? So another question that's always asked is, will they ever be fair with us? All right, let's see. All right, let's go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. Let's see if they ever be fair with us. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. Because I know a lot of people, and some just would think you probably had a bad run-in with an Edomite, and they think you just like hate all so-called white people or Moab, Ammon, all that. But no, that's not the case. I just woke up and read the book, and I wanted to start following what's in the book. And if in the book it says separate yourself from them nations, then hey, it is what it is. I'm just doing what the book said. All right? Now, if you want to call me crazy for following what the Lord thy God said, then something is mentally wrong with you. All right? I want what he has for us. I want a kingdom. All right? And in order to get that kingdom, he has guidelines and rules that you have to walk to get that kingdom. And guess what? I'm going to walk it out. All right? So we're going to go to the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. All right? And then we're going to precept it. Go to Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. And we're going to read it down to 4. All right? All right, so let's get it. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run. Hold on. Wait. Forgive me, y'all. I think I took y'all to the wrong. One. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm in the right area. Chapter 2 and verse. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm in the right one. I want to read 3. for a reason. Okay. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right. So the Lord is letting us know, that whether we think is slower, these prophecies are taking too long. Believe it or not, this thing is speeding up, and it's speeding up fast. All right. And the Lord is telling us, wait for it. It will come. Don't go back to your own vomit. Don't go back in the world, y'all. I pray that you don't go back in the world. You deserve royalty. You're in hell right now. All right? So look, verse 4 is going to answer the question, will they ever be fair? Or will they ever be good? Because you got some people that say, well, I know, let's just say Tom. I know Tom, he a cool dude, man. Like, dude, a really good guy, man. Like, listen. Tom is good right now because he in a good position. But if you put him in a position where it's his life or yours, I can put my hands down and know Tom not finna die for you. Tom not finna get in trouble for you. Tom gonna let your ass fry. I'm just gonna be 1,000 with it. All right, so verse 4 answers the question. But his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So his soul is not, that is lifted up, is not upright in him. All right. Let's read verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Excuse me. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell. He enlarged hell on us, y'all. And he's not a keeper at home. He's always over in other countries. If you look it up, the U.S. has embassies in every other country. Embassies. They don't have embassies. Other countries have embassies in every other country, in each other's countries. You're not going to see like the Arab embassy here, or Russian embassy here. No, but the United States has embassy. That's how you know this is Mystery Babylon. It's a powerful country because they have embassies set up in every state. They do not keep their ass at home. They always somewhere in somebody else's business. All right? And he transgresseth by wine. All right? By the wine of wickedness, fornication. Remember, he's going to make her drink the wine of the wrath without mixture. I'm paraphrasing it. I'm butchering it a little bit, but this the wine that's talking about, not the good wine that the Lord is talking about. This is the wine of fornication, wrath, all that nasty stuff that he lives by. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations. Who is all nations he gathers? The United Nations. And heapeth unto him all people. Okay? This is how you know. This is how you know, man, that he's not a good person. He's not gonna never get right. They're not gonna never. I heard something about in California they're trying to give out reparations or what have you. But man, the Lord says when you want to do right by people, you give back what you've taken. So whether they give you some breadcrumbs, I don't care what millions it is. It's not gonna make up what they did to our people. Rape, rob, murder, and took the Native Indians' land. This was their land. Give it back. And let them see how they want to divide it up. You know they're not. They're going to tell you, get the hell off our land now. Red men. All right? That's what they probably would tell you, man. Spear the hell out of you. If they had, if they knew better now, if they can go back, they probably would have been shooting spears and bows at your ships when you was docking. All right? But, I digress. All right, so let's get back to the questions at hand. They answered it. They're not going to get right. So let's go to 2 Thessalonians. Let's precept that, y'all. Let's go to Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Just to get some, some more on this and keep it in this context. All right. All right, we're gonna keep it in this context, man. What did I say? Second Thessalonians. All right. You see, I'm getting quicker with my sword, y'all. I'm getting my ninja on with my sword. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. All right, so we're gonna read it down to verse 4. We ain't gonna do too much. We almost done. Okay. That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Yahushua is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, okay, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself to be God. Now, y'all heard me read this before, because he showed himself to be God. How? Because every movie you're going to see God depicted in his color. How is he in the temples? When you go in these churches, you don't see the black Messiah on the walls. You see that pasty pale white man up on the wall. So he's in your temples. Most people, when they get down and pray, when they close their eyes, I know it because I've done it before. You close your eyes and you vision a damn blue-eyed, dusty, raggedy, white-haired man, bun-haired white guy. And that's how he's professing himself to be God. Because we got to get this mind. For one, we got to get this mental vision of him out of our heads. All right, so a lot of people get conflicted. All right, conflicted when they see you with the little, the black little depiction of Christ. Oh, you don't supposed to have no idols and images. Okay, so when Solomon and them had the temple set up and everything, right, they just had a big blank ass room with nothing in it and just a chair in the middle of it. We have to stop being like kindergarten kids. When he said clean your mind and open your mind and be like a child, he didn't say be like a dumbass child where you don't know how to comprehend or make sense. Because, see, I've seen people say the same thing. You don't supposed to have no idols or images. And then say that to me on Facebook. And then I say, well, why am I looking at your picture on Facebook? Ain't that an image? If I see you say something like that to me on Facebook or anything, your page should be blank on there. Don't have no Instagram picture. Don't have no pictures at your house on your damn wall. That's an image. What he means by idols is you don't bow down to them nor pray to them. All right? When you see that white Caesar bow on them statues and on crosses all across churches and stuff, people have bowed down and prayed to that. If you look at it, look it up on YouTube of the people in Africa kissing you can just type in people in Africa kissing the feet of white Jesus. And these people are over there crying. This was just last year, crying, kissing that white statue like that was real, like that was damn Christ. We are destroyed, people, for lack of knowledge because they profess themselves to be God. When you look at the Leonardo, what was the Sistine Chapel? When you look up in there, you see the guy, the big white dude, and I guess that's supposed to be Adam. That the fingers touching in the chapel thing. They both white, right? But that doesn't say that in this book. The Most High, you look like the Most High. He wasn't no pasty pale Edomite, man. And he had a woolly fro. All right? Let's get it right. If you're gonna say it, at least say the damn thing right, man. All right, so let's keep going, man. Cause I would get pissed off on that one. So let's go back to yeah, we already did that one. So let's go. So now I got one more question, because somebody hit me up and they thought this one was a silly question. I was like, it's not a silly question. How do the Lord know that all of these people are wicked? So I was like, well, it's not silly, but it should be a common sense. All right. How do the Lord know that all of, because if you say that he don't know, then you shortening his reach. Then he's not God. He's man. See, for one, you put God in a box. God doesn't live by time. He doesn't live by space, measurements, none of that. No, the Lord lives outside of time. He created time. That's why his name is also called the Ancient of Days, which I love that one. So a lot of time when I pray, I refer to him as the Ancient of Days. I think that's beautiful. Because before there were days, there was him. So when you say certain things that the Lord can't do, then you're bringing him down to your little small-minded and standards and understanding. All right? Put some respect on my Father's name, y'all. All right? He's all-knowing, man. So we're going to answer that question, all right? Let's answer that question scripturally, all right? Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 18 and verse 4. All right, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 18 and verse 4. And then after this, I'm going to read this last one and close out. Let me see. Nope, that's the wrong one. Ezekiel chapter 18 and verse 4. All right. And I wanted to sit and take my time with this one because I missed y'all and I didn't want to make this one super quick. All right. Because, hey, man, I love this word, man. Even though I haven't did the video in a couple weeks, just know I've been still reading. I was still keeping up with my family, with the royal family. So y'all seen me. Y'all seen that little common sense ain't so common bubble pop up, and we chopped it up and we kept it going. All right, and because I love this word, man. This is not, this is not for vain glory. I don't do this to look cool. If I want to look cool, I'd have stayed in the world, and I'd have kept my cars and kept all this stuff jumping off, and I'd have stayed in that. This is not you. The Lord says by the foolishness of prophecy, we're gonna be looking like fools right now. Just prophesying these words. But I'm okay with that. All right, I've made my peace with that. I don't care about looking like a fool for the Lord. Because if you follow the Lord, we're going to end up with the last laugh. Thus saith the Lord, man. All right, so we're going to read. All right, y'all ready? And we're going to read this down about 9. Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. All right, and that's a twofold. Is your dad, anybody else's dad? That's how he know who's going to be wicked. All souls are his. He created them. So he know who who he got to be wicked in, who is crooked and not upright. Okay? So I'm going to read that from the top. Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. But if a man be just, and do that which is lawful and right, and have not eaten upon the mountain, neither have lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, neither have defiled his neighbor's wife, neither have come near to a menstruous woman. Okay, so these is like little guidelines he put in there. For one, I wanted to read that one is because even in the rap world, what's the one thing that a lot of men glorify? Now, I'm just going to say something. If you super Christian earlobes and you ain't never heard a curse word in your life, most rappers glorify on fucking your bitch. And that's some of the most wickedest stuff ever. All right? The Lord tells you right here, neither have defiled his neighbor's wife. Don't defile your neighbor's wife, man. Get your own. Why do you want somebody else's stuff? All right? So we're going to keep reading. Verse 7. And have not oppressed any, but have restored to the debtor his pledge, and have spoiled none by violence. That means you didn't spoil none, but somebody owed you, or you owed somebody, you didn't go whoop on their ass. All right? You didn't go whoop on them, man. For one, pay a man his wages, man. If you owe somebody, pay them. All right? Pay them. All right? And putting your hands on your brothers, that's not the way. Trust me, I know. That's not the way. All right? Reading on. Have given his bread to the hungry, and have covered the naked with a garment. All right? That's doing good to a person. Okay? Verse 8. He have not given forth upon usury, neither have taken any increase, that have withdrawn his hand from iniquity, have executed true judgment between man and man. So this is the one that's like, now I'm paraphrasing this one, where the part in the scriptures where he said, a gift destroyeth the heart. All right, this is basically like taking bribes, man, because it'll cloud your judgment. He have not given forth upon usury, neither have taken any increase, that have withdrawn his hand from iniquity, have executed true judgment between man and man. Verse 9, have walked in my statutes, and have kept my judgments, to deal truly. See that? To deal truly. He is just, he shall surely live, saith the Lord Yahweh. All right? So we got one more, and I just want to close out with this one, man. I just want to close out with, let's go to Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 8. All right. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 8. And we're going to close out with this one. Okay? That's what I want to do. Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 8. And then I'm going to let y'all enjoy your holy Sabbath and keep it holy, righteous, and beautiful. All right? So here we go. Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 8. And we're going to read this one down to verse 13, all right? Let's get it. But if ye be without chastisement, wherefore all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Verse 9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? So what the Lord is saying right there is, you respected your dad that I've given you, because he gave us our fathers and our mothers. He said you respected them and gave them reverence. But you don't want to respect me, who created your father, who created your grandmother, your grandfather, who created your boss. Because some people more listen to their boss than they will listen to God. That's what the Lord is saying, man. All right? Make it make sense. Verse 10. For they verily for a few days chastened us under their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. So you see what they're saying? The Lord is saying, for we were only chastened a few days after their own pleasure. All right? Your mother and father whooped your ass upon their own pleasure to get you right. All right? But the Lord is saying he's not putting us into captivity and busting our hind ends for his pleasure. He's doing this for our profit, man. I'm going to read that from the top. For verily, for a few days, chasten us after their own pleasure. But he, for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. He's doing this. He's got us going through this hell right now. So now when we get on the other end, we will be as the gods, not the God, big G. But when we get out of this captivity, we're going to be gods again on earth. And we're going to know what hell is. We lived in it. We're going to know the words of the Lord and teach it to other people. We're going to tell other peoples about the Lord. We're not going to need to teach each other no more. It's going to be on our hearts then. Then it's going to be on our hearts and mind. We're going to know the whole book, word for word. Any scripture. We ain't going to have to go to the book. Let's go to this and that, and let's go to that and this. We're going to know automatically just to say it. Like a national anthem. All right? All praises to the Father for that. All right, so we're going to read these last two. Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. What the Lord is saying with this one is, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous. Any ass whooping is going to seem bad at that time. All right, that's what the Lord is saying. No ass whooping is good while you're going through it. This hell ain't good while you're going through it, but it's necessary. He said it's not, he know it's not joyous, but grievous nevertheless. He said, but he ain't got it hard on us yet. All right. Afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. By us going through this, it gets us right, because now we know if I go down this road, this happens. So let's go this road and become holy and right with the Lord. All right. So verse 12 is what I want to read right here, and then I'm going to close it out. Wherefore lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees. Verse 13. And make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. All right? And I just want to read 14 because it's just beautiful to go with it. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. So I just wanted to close out with that. I missed y'all. I love y'all. And Lord willing, you're going to see me again and again and again, because I ain't going nowhere. All right? And if we fall, you get your ass up and you brush off, and you put this shield back on your chest. You put this breastplate back on, and in your mind, all right? And you stick with the Lord, man. Don't fall down in this. This is not the time to go back out in the world. All right? We are close to that end, y'all. All right, so I love y'all, man, and I hope y'all enjoy your Sabbath. Shalom.